Well, good morning to everyone, and thank you very much, first of all, to Raúl for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. It was a long time that we wanted to be together, so this is a perfect opportunity to do so. And short introduction of myself, because the role leading roles are the women, of course, for today. But I'm Manuel Nogales. I'm the managing director of ACODEA, which is a Spanish agri-agency created by the agricultural and cooperative sector in Spain to support the development of farmers associations and cooperatives in other countries, no, through sharing knowledge and experience. So it's very good to have the opportunity to share this panel surrounded by very inspiring stories and powerful women that you will know now that that they are doing great things, and that also I discovered these days that they are really good persons as well. No, so it's a pleasure to be with them all today. I will start with Rose Bechara. She's a visionary leader in global food marketing, founder of Darmmess, with an executive MBA in neuromarketing. She has revolutionized the olive oil industry with a unique model. Darmmess, a Lebanese social enterprise, focuses on transparency, traceability, and a strong social and environmental mission, empowering rural women. The brand has been recognized with 9 awards and has a notable international presence in 15 countries. So, Rose, the floor is yours.
It's working, yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Rose, and I'm the founder at Darmmess, a Lebanese social enterprise established in 2019, producing, marketing, and distributing in 15 countries till date a high-quality extra virgin olive oil, honored with 9 international awards. Since I was a kid, while not understanding much about olive oil, I used to hear that the olive oil coming from my village, Darmmess, in southern Lebanon, is the best across the whole country. And that used to make me very proud. We're talking actually about like 8 square kilometers and 150,000 olive trees, which represents oftentimes for our community the only source of income. And I used to say since I was a teenager, when I grow up, I'm gonna launch globally my own brand of extra virgin olive oil. And since the beginning, the end in mind was not like to establish a company, a business, and a profit. It was like pursuing a beyond satisfactory dream. And unfortunately, as soon as I started, I had to face 2 major facts. First, I had to deal with a bunch of male farmers looking at me with lots of skepticism. And because by default, being a woman, I was unqualified for the job. Second, I had to face the fact that Lebanese olive oils didn't build the right equity globally. And based on all of this, I decided what would be our mission: to preserve our heritage, to promote Lebanese excellency globally, and above all, to empower women. When we say at Darmmess we are empowering women, we do not mean we are helping them, we are supporting them. No, not at all. At Darmmess, women are the ones who lead our value chain as partners and co-creators, from land cultivation to quality control to packaging, processing, packaging and export. Everything that needs precision and attention is theirs. Men are always welcome. We only use their job or their input when things are heavy, they need lifting, stuff like this. Above all, our model is built on trust and responsibility. We practice the equal pay because in my village, in our community, women are technically paid between 30 and 50% less than men, which we do not do. And when we say equal pay, we mean it. This amazing group of women is technically one of our success secret ingredients till date. Our model is also built on giving back to our land and to the people who care for it, in the sense that the farmers and their partners, female, are financed upfront by us in order to harvest with peace of mind and in financial independence. We also offer them all year long all the technical consultancy they need. We pay their organic certifications in order to have an oil that is easily marketable internationally. And moreover, we invest in visibility and dignity. Actually, every bottle of Darmmess carries the initials of the farmers who did give us the olives. It is a small detail, but it has a huge meaning. We are telling the farmer, you matter, you are seen, and we appreciate what you're doing for us. Plus, for a village that was once unknown, the success, the global success of the brand is bringing waves of tourism to our village. So even the lady who does the manouche, which is our za'atar pizza, is having a decent income all year long because of people visiting the village and wanting its oil. Plus, lots of youth are now seeing an opportunity in rural areas, and they are promoting and starting new businesses in the village and in the surrounding areas. What made our success is actually the innovation we made. And when we talk about innovation, it's not only about technology. We didn't invent a robot to harvest the olives, no. What we did is that in a category that is very famous for fraud, where bottles wear medals they never earned, where extra virgin doesn't necessarily mean neither extra nor virgin, we went with a radical transparency and traceability. Actually, every bottle of our oil, and it is almost a unique case in the world, carries a QR code. If you scan it, you get to see all of our certificates, be it chemical, be it tasting notes or polyphenols count. Moreover, Lebanon is too small. We knew from the beginning we cannot compete on quantity, so we decided to compete on quality. What we do is a gastronomic condiment awarded as one of the world's best. At the same time, it is so loaded with antioxidants, it's certified high phenolic, so it is a daily act of self-care, it's functional medicine, and you can go see online what are high phenolic olive oils. It's 1% of what's produced globally, 1%. And here is the biggest, let's say, achievement for us and for Lebanon. All along the way, the challenges were many. Lebanon is a country that did face a very big financial collapse. So getting financed by the banks, even worse, we did lose all of our money in the banks. We lost 60% of our GDP, 80% of Lebanese live in poverty, 10% have immigrated. So the women and the youth are overburdened. On top of this, being a woman-led business, it's seen as less serious. Plus, we have to face the climate change effects that is kind of threatening our sustainable olive farming. However, the business model of Darmmess, the way we built it, is bringing recovery among all of these challenges to our community and is being seen now as a national movement, not as a brand anymore, that is putting rural women at the center, restoring pride in our country and proving that Lebanon has a value to offer globally. And what we decided to do quite a while ago, Darmmess is a highly demanded brand and is always out of stock. So we decided to go and look for exceptional terroirs in Lebanon, in southern Lebanon mainly, because there is the variety of olives we want, to launch them. And we are also looking to take the brand to a Mediterranean journey. One of the main reasons behind is that Lebanon is a highly unstable country. And we are not sure, without any political views, we are not sure the South will remain ours. So we are starting this year to launch a new terroir under Darmmess that will come from Peloponnese, Greece, which is the hub of excellent Greek olive oils. I was lucky, I found a group of farmers and I discovered also that farmers in Greece suffer what they suffer in Lebanon. They are dominated by a cartel of wholesalers dictating very low prices for their harvest. So having them as our business partners was more than welcome by them. And accordingly, while doing some research, I saw that olive oil brands offering oils, single estate, traceable, transparent, from unique terroirs are practically inexistent. So I hope we're going to succeed doing it. And I hope it's going to position Lebanon again on the maps of the best olive oils in the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rose, for that inspiring story. And now we move, and I would like to introduce Zahia Kacher. She has an extensive professional experience in labor inspection and vocational training in Algeria. She has been actively involved in the associative movement since 1989, and she's the president of the Association of Rural Women of Bechara, dedicated to the empowerment of rural women. Her work includes the creation of workshops, local markets, and training women in entrepreneurship and rights. Zahia, whenever you want.
Good morning. Bonjour. I am very happy to be with you here. Excuse me, my English it's bad. Is bad. Donc, Manuel, vous pouvez m'aider? You can help me for translate in French in English. Alors, donc, yeah, okay. My communication is in English, but moi, je vais la présenter en français. D'accord? Donc, alors, ma présentation, je vais présenter notre association. Je suis présidente de l'association Femmes Food de la OLIB Project. Donc, Food, c'est encourager la femme à se prendre en charge et à être indépendante financièrement. Donc, alors, la présentation, effectivement, j'ai présenté notre association de in the Legion of Béjaïa. C'est un fort espagnol. Il s'appelle El Gore en espagnol. C'est pour l'image un peu que l'Espagne est passée en Algérie depuis plusieurs années. Donc, ils ont laissé des vestiges dans justement ce fort qui s'appelle Gouraya. En espagnol, il s'appelle El Gore. Donc, il domine toute la ville de Béjaïa et la mer jusqu'à d'autres countries, c'est-à-dire d'autres towns. Voilà. Alors, comment je vais passer pour... donc, alors, on va présenter notre association. Donc, il y aura une introduction. Donc, il y aura une introduction, il y aura notre histoire, nos actions. Ah oui, pardon. Oui, c'est vrai. Donc, alors, il y aura l'introduction, notre histoire, nos actions, nos partenaires et collaborateurs et les témoignages et le contact de l'association. Donc, alors, notre association. Donc, alors, pour vous, je vais un peu illustrer quelques photos de ce qu'on fait, de ce que fait l'association. Donc, notre association, effectivement, donc, c'est l'association de la femme rurale, AFOOD. Comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, c'est encourager la femme rurale. C'est une force de proposition et de changement et un souffle d'espoir pour des milliers de femmes rurales en quête de sens, d'autonomie et de reconnaissance à travers l'écoute, la formation et l'accompagnement, nous révélons des potentiels enfuis, transformant des trajectoires de vie et faisant de chaque femme un pilier de développement local. C'est-à-dire nous intervenons effectivement en direction des femmes en faisant un travail de proximité dans les montagnes parce que la région de Béjaïa, c'est 80% c'est la montagne. Donc effectivement, nous rapprochons justement de ces femmes-là pour justement les encourager à les faire sortir de l'ombre. Donc alors, nous avons des photos justement de la fabrication d'une pergola. C'est deux Espagnols qui sont venus l'année passée pour faire la formation pour nos jeunes dans une région de montagne qui est un petit peu avec la mer. Et nous avons effectivement des expositions de produits des femmes qui font de la vannerie. Et là, c'est une formation, c'est-à-dire c'est une formation sur la comptabilité, c'est-à-dire la vulgarisation financière. Et là, effectivement, c'est un peu le travail de proximité que nous faisons dans les villages. Donc alors, notre histoire. Donc alors, notre histoire, c'est-à-dire c'est une association, comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, donc c'est encourager la femme. Donc elle a été créée en 2018. Donc c'est une association qui intervient sur le département, donc c'est la wilaya. Et bon, nous avons un bureau qui se trouve aussi au niveau de la wilaya de Béjaïa. Et bien sûr, nous avons nos emails. Et puis nos visions, c'est-à-dire nos valeurs, c'est effectivement... pardon. Nos valeurs, c'est effectivement promouvoir l'autonomisation des femmes rurales à travers l'éducation des adultes. On donne beaucoup d'importance à l'éducation des adultes. La formation aussi, nous faisons beaucoup de formations sur des métiers d'élevage, d'apiculture, de fabrication de fromage, de gâteaux, les plantes médicinales, aromatiques, les PAM, donc la couture, la broderie sur machine, c'est-à-dire en fonction du besoin qui est exprimé par ces femmes. Donc, nous développons ce type de formation en convention avec le secteur de la formation professionnelle. Donc, elles sont sanctionnées par des attestations de qualification qui sont valables pour des dispositifs de l'État et la défense justement de leurs droits. Donc alors, nous donnons beaucoup d'importance aux droits des femmes parce que nous introduisons les droits des femmes à travers justement les activités des femmes. Nos valeurs, effectivement, c'est l'éducation des adultes, l'égalité, la solidarité, le développement durable et l'inclusion. Donc, moi, en tant que je suis inspectrice de travail, je suis retraitée actuellement, donc j'ai fait le secteur de la formation professionnelle, de l'emploi, du travail et de la solidarité. Donc alors, j'étais dans le mouvement associatif depuis 89. J'étais présidente de l'association Planning Familial, où nous avons sensibilisé beaucoup de femmes pour le suivi des moyens contraceptifs. Et j'étais pendant 20 ans dans c'est-à-dire le planning familial. Et puis, c'est avec l'association des femmes rurales parce que nous avons vu effectivement, c'était très important de s'intéresser à la femme rurale. Et bien sûr, effectivement, parce que nous avons besoin que ces femmes-là soient prises en charge. Donc, alors, nos actions, effectivement, donc nos actions, ça tourne autour de l'éducation et de la formation. Donc, nous créons effectivement des sections d'alphabétisation, c'est-à-dire pour savoir lire et écrire, et pour qu'elles puissent effectivement systématiquement suivre une formation professionnelle. Donc, surtout, nous touchons beaucoup les zones de montagne. Nous sensibilisons justement aux droits humains. Nous permettons effectivement de faire des formations sur l'entrepreneuriat pour la gestion des ateliers et effectivement faire des formations sur le marketing digital. Nous faisons aussi donc des actes de l'entrepreneuriat autonomisation, donc la création des coopératives, la création des marchés hebdomadaires. Parce que nous avons vu que des femmes, elles ont un savoir-faire, elles font beaucoup de choses en matière de produits artisanaux et de terroir. Donc, on leur donne l'occasion, effectivement, de faire montrer leurs produits à travers des marchés hebdomadaires, une fois par semaine. Et donc, alors, nous avons plein de produits de chocolat, de figues sèches, enfin, plein de produits de terroir. Et nous faisons aussi des portraits de femmes, c'est-à-dire qui sortent de l'eau. Donc, alors, c'est des femmes, effectivement, qui font dans l'extraction des huiles, de l'huile d'olive, qui font effectivement des produits de transformation de la figue de Barbarie en produits cosmétiques. Vraiment, qui font des épices, qui font du couscous, qui font des tapis, de l'artisanat, c'est-à-dire c'est le tissage. Donc, nous avons fait beaucoup de portraits là-dessus. Et puis, bien sûr, c'est des femmes, effectivement, que nous invitons à des émissions radio locales, nationales, et même aussi, elles passent aussi à la télévision pour effectivement avoir, c'est-à-dire une visibilité. Et bien sûr, effectivement, nous faisons des sorties pédagogiques. Justement, on fait rencontrer des femmes entre elles à travers des sorties pédagogiques, donc à travers des formations aussi. Donc, on fait des formations, qu'elles soient théoriques et pratiques. Donc, elles doivent voir un peu comment ça se passe s'il y a de l'élevage sur le bovin, le caprin ou l'ovin. Donc, elles voient comment ça se passe, comment elles doivent effectivement s'occuper justement de ces animaux-là. Si c'est l'apiculture, c'est la même chose. Quand c'est la fabrication de fromage, aussi c'est des ateliers pratiques. Donc, il y a vraiment des sorties qui se font. Et puis aussi, c'est des sorties aussi qui se font aussi au niveau local, national et même des fois international, où justement, nous partons aussi dans le cadre d'éducation des adultes avec des bébés, où nous avons rencontré d'autres pays africains qui font aussi de l'éducation des adultes. Donc, il y a des échanges qui se font. Et là, effectivement, donc, nos partenaires, effectivement, nous collaborons avec beaucoup de partenaires, donc bien sûr des partenaires locaux, comme la wilaya, donc ce qu'on appelle chez vous en France ou ici en Espagne, le département, donc l'APC, l'APC, la daïra, la sous-préfecture. Nous avons aussi avec la direction de l'environnement, des forêts, l'agriculture, la solidarité. Donc, nous sommes partenaires avec ces directions à travers leur ministère. Et aussi, bien sûr, nous avons aussi un partenariat avec la FAO, où nous collaborons dans des cas de commission avec Blue Economy, l'économie bleue, dans le cadre de l'agriculture. Donc, nous sommes partenaires en tant qu'association. Et nous sommes aussi partenaires avec DVV International à travers l'éducation des adultes. Et aussi, nous sommes partenaires aussi avec Equitas, c'est une fondation internationale canadienne qui intervient effectivement dans les droits humains. Donc, effectivement, nous nous inspirons effectivement de ce qui se fait pour justement les appliquer pour les droits les plus élémentaires dans le cadre des gestes pratiques de la vie quotidienne pour les femmes. Et bien sûr, nous collaborons aussi avec des associations locales et communales, avec des comités de village pour effectivement travailler en collaboration et en solidarité. Donc alors, et là effectivement, donc nous voulons présenter quelques témoignages justement des femmes. Par exemple, pour les femmes qui font la cueillette des olives, parce que je vois effectivement la Jordanie et même le Liban qui donnent beaucoup d'importance à l'olive. Nous avons des femmes effectivement qui font la cueillette des olives qui peut durer 2-3 mois, parce qu'en fonction de la quantité des arbres, des oliviers. Et là, en tant qu'association, nous avons introduit, c'est-à-dire la mécanisation agricole, où nous avons acheté des perches justement pour faciliter la cueillette, pour avoir une qualité de l'huile et aussi la qualité de l'olive. Donc, au lieu que ça dure 2 mois, donc ça peut durer 2 à 3 jours maximum en fonction justement de la quantité des oliviers. Donc, alors, nous avons introduit effectivement la perche pour justement la cueillette des olives avec un filet pour justement avoir une qualité de l'huile d'olive. Et nous avons aussi un témoignage justement des femmes qui cultivent des maraîchères, c'est maraîchères avec le soleil, hein, c'est pas des serres, où ils font des poivrons, de la tomate, des pastèques et tout. Donc, où elles travaillent en famille et on leur apprend effectivement à faire de l'économie de l'eau pour effectivement assurer une bonne qualité et surtout préserver la semence. Donc, il y a beaucoup de femmes effectivement que nous accompagnons à travers justement, c'est-à-dire la culture ou la plantation ou l'exploitation justement du potentiel de la région, où effectivement on donne beaucoup d'importance à la préservation de la semence pour préserver nos qualités de produits. Donc, c'est des témoignages effectivement réels où effectivement ces femmes-là, celles qui font effectivement les vergers de poivrons, donc elles cultivent, elles produisent, elles transforment et elles vendent. On trouve son produit dans les marchés, dans les grandes surfaces. Et aussi, en ce qui concerne l'olive aussi, donc avant c'était dans des bouteilles en plastique, maintenant c'est dans les bouteilles en verre avec des étiquetages qui sont effectivement présentés et vendus dans certains marchés. Et là, effectivement, c'est-à-dire voilà notre contact. Donc, nous avons effectivement un email, nous avons un site, plutôt un YouTube, et bien sûr l'adresse. Et où là, c'est pour vous montrer effectivement que nous donnons beaucoup d'importance aux formations à la carte en fonction du besoin. Si les femmes, effectivement, elles ont besoin de formation sur l'éducation, plutôt sur la vulgarisation financière, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de femmes, effectivement, sans savoir, même si elles n'ont pas fréquenté l'école, mais elles essaient quand même de valoriser leur savoir. Elles ont besoin juste d'être accompagnées à travers des formations pour qu'elles puissent effectivement s'organiser et présenter leurs produits et surtout aussi, effectivement, s'organiser dans leur projet entrepreneurial. Et là, c'est un peu l'image, effectivement, c'est-à-dire des formations que nous avons réalisées. Et nous faisons plusieurs formations pendant l'année. Et aussi certains produits de l'artisanat où vraiment, c'est des produits typiques de la région. Et aussi des collaborations avec d'autres associations qui se lancent dans des formations où nous les accompagnons dans le cadre de formation. Et bien sûr, nous collaborons avec le ministère de l'Agriculture où dernièrement, justement en 2023, il y avait un catalogue de produits de terroir algériens qui a été élaboré par le ministère de l'Agriculture à travers justement la collaboration avec l'aide justement des associations où ils ont pu rencontrer des femmes et des agriculteurs qui ont présenté justement des produits de chaque région où le catalogue actuellement, il existe au niveau du ministère de l'Intérieur, de l'Agriculture. Et je vous remercie pour cette présentation. J'espère que vous voyez un peu l'échange qui peut se faire avec d'autres régions. Et je vous remercie.
Thank you very much, Zahia, for the presentation and for your story. And now we go back to Spain. Voy a hablar en español ahora para presentar a Dolores Calvo, que está sentada aquí a mi lado y es viticultora por tradición familiar y profesora. Actualmente es presidenta de la Sociedad Cooperativa Galega Adega Condes de Albarei y de la Asociación Autonómica Nos as Mulleres. Desde 2023 preside la Asociación de Mujeres de Cooperativas Agroalimentarias de España. A través de AMCAE trabaja para promover la integración, el desarrollo profesional y el acceso de las mujeres a puestos de gobernanza en el sector agroalimentario. Cuando quiera, Dolores.
Buen día a todas y a todos. Es un honor estar hoy aquí en medio de tantas mujeres emprendedoras, tantas mujeres empoderadas y referentes. Agradecemos desde AMCAE la invitación a participar. Voy a intentar ser breve, simplemente porque creo que después tengamos la ocasión de intercambiar preguntas, de comentar cosas. En mi presentación, pues de forma concisa intentaré hacer un pequeño resumen de qué es AMCAE, qué hacemos en AMCAE y cómo lo hacemos. AMCAE es la Asociación de Mujeres de Cooperativas Agroalimentarias de España. Ha nacido en el 2013 tras la puesta en marcha del proyecto Integra, que promueve, articula y defiende la integración y coordinación de las mujeres asociadas a cooperativas agroalimentarias de España. Entre nuestros principales objetivos tenemos promover, articular y defender la integración y coordinación de las mujeres asociadas de cooperativas agroalimentarias de España, apoyar el desarrollo profesional y mejora de cualificación de las agricultoras y ganaderas y de aquellas que desarrollan otras actividades ligadas al entorno rural. Incorporar a las mujeres a la actividad económica y empresarial de las cooperativas agroalimentarias. Incentivar y potenciar el acceso de las mujeres a los órganos de gobernanza, a los consejos rectores, a los puestos directivos de nuestras empresas, que son nuestras cooperativas. Actuar como órgano interlocutor ante la Administración en defensa y representación de los intereses económicos y profesionales de las mujeres de cooperativas y de los entornos rurales. Nuestro ámbito de acción somos una asociación de ámbito nacional. Tenemos representantes en nuestra junta directiva de 10 comunidades autónomas: Galicia, Asturias, Aragón, Cataluña, Baleares, Valencia, Castilla y León, Castilla-La Mancha, Andalucía, Extremadura. Creo que no me dejo a nadie atrás. Dentro de estas comunidades autónomas tenemos asociaciones de mujeres, digamos, AMCAE a nivel autonómico en Andalucía y en Galicia. Consideramos que es muy necesaria la implicación de las organizaciones para avanzar en sostenibilidad social con las personas. Desde Cooperativas Agroalimentarias de España se trabaja desde dos frentes. Por un lado, tenemos el Grupo de Trabajo de Igualdad, cuya presidenta es mi compañera Jerónima Bonafé Ramis, y por otro lado, desde AMCAE, la cual pues tengo yo la suerte de presidir. Para poder hacer un análisis de cómo está la situación de las mujeres cooperativas agroalimentarias en España en estos momentos, pues les presentamos aquí una gráfica comparativa de los primeros datos que se recogieron, que corresponden al año 2011, y los últimos oficiales que tenemos, que son del 2022. Aunque estamos a punto de terminar el estudio y actualizarlo, que nos indica que estas cifras han mejorado considerablemente. Pues como pueden ver, de la base de mujeres socias en cooperativas, que teníamos un 25,45%, se ha pasado a un 28,3%. En cuanto a los consejos rectores, sí hubo más aumento, de un 3,5 a un 10,01. También en mujeres en presidencia de los consejos rectores se ha pasado de un 1,75% a un 4,8%, y donde más presencia se ha obtenido y ha mejorado ha sido mujeres en puestos de dirección, que ronda el 15%. Estos datos, que no son totalmente satisfactorios, lógicamente, nos indican que hay que seguir trabajando en las líneas en que venimos apostando hasta ahora. Si arrojan, no son fruto de la casualidad, consideramos que son fruto del trabajo que desde distintos organismos se viene llevando a cabo, desde Cooperativas Agroalimentarias de España, desde nuestros equipos de trabajo, tanto a nivel de España como en las diferentes federaciones, y gracias también a las políticas que desde las administraciones públicas se están llevando a cabo para favorecer la incorporación de mujeres en los órganos de decisión. Nosotros trabajamos con una subvención del Ministerio de Agricultura, Pesca y Alimentación, y también tenemos convenio con el Instituto de las Mujeres dependiente del Ministerio de Igualdad. ¿Cómo hacemos este trabajo? ¿Cómo vamos consiguiendo avanzar? Pues, como les decía, por un lado, a través de la subvención destinada al movimiento asociativo de mujeres para la ejecución de actuaciones de especial interés de mujeres del entorno rural, que saca el Ministerio de Agricultura, Pesca y Alimentación. También tenemos un convenio anual que renovamos desde el 2014 con el Instituto de las Mujeres para fomentar el emprendimiento, liderazgo de mujeres en las cooperativas agroalimentarias, y también nos permite la línea de asistencia técnica en materia de igualdad, que va dirigida a cooperativas, a través de la cual se trabaja con los consejos rectores en los equipos técnicos para implementar códigos de buenas prácticas, planes de igualdad, etc. A través de la subvención que mencionaba antes con el Ministerio de Agricultura, Pesca y Alimentación, y del convenio también con entidades privadas como CaixaBank, pues podemos llevar a cabo actividades como en los encuentros nacionales. Dentro de todas, quizás la destacamos aquí porque es la que engloba a mujeres de todo el territorio. Cada año hacemos una jornada nacional en un territorio distinto que nos permite, pues, crear lazos y redes, intercambiar experiencias, dar a conocer iniciativas, innovaciones de mujeres referentes, dar a conocer también muchas veces los avances que hay y novedades que hay en legislación. Este año, esta foto que presentamos aquí es la que se ha realizado este año en el Ayuntamiento de Socuéllamos, en Ciudad Real, y ha tenido una gran aceptación y éxito de asistencia, donde hubo aproximadamente unas 100 mujeres. Otros proyectos en los que participamos y del que en esta mañana ya se ha mencionado aquí es el proyecto Crecemos Juntas, que se ha desenvuelto en los años 2023 y 2024. Es un proyecto que está organizado por el Ministerio de Agricultura, Pesca y Alimentación y apoyado económicamente por la Caixa. Programa de mentorización y acompañamiento en el que participan mujeres de cooperativas, tanto como mentoras como mentores. Varias de las componentes que podemos ver aquí, pues son socias de AMCAE, algunas son compañeras de la Junta Directiva. Con sus experiencias ayudan y apoyan a proyectos y a iniciativas de mujeres en el ámbito rural que están iniciando pues, sus propios proyectos. Es una experiencia valorada muy positivamente y en que ambas, mentora y mentoring, salen ganando. También participamos en otros proyectos, en este caso traemos uno como ejemplo, que es de ámbito internacional, Proyecto Grassílen. También creo que hay aquí representantes. Se está llevando a cabo entre los años 2023 al 25, proyecto europeo en el que participamos, en este caso como colíderes prácticos, junto con la Universidad de Valladolid, que es el colíder académico. Este proyecto está destinado a abordar el techo de cristal en el sector agro. En él participamos 9 países de la Unión Europea y 70 mujeres del sector agroalimentario. Permite el intercambio de conocimientos, permite transmitir también para nosotras, fuera de nuestras fronteras, las buenas prácticas y actividades que llevamos a cabo, como la ley de titularidad compartida o otras muchas, varias. ¿Qué aportamos? ¿Qué nos aporta el movimiento asociativo de mujeres? Somos grandes defensoras del movimiento asociativo. Consideramos que es la manera de trabajar eficazmente por la igualdad de oportunidades. Pues contribuimos a aumentar la participación y representación de las mujeres en los puestos de responsabilidad y órganos de gobernanza de las cooperativas, que no deja de ser nuestro gran reto, a lo que va dirigido principalmente todas las actividades. Contribuimos al establecimiento de servicios de apoyo y acompañamiento en la creación y gestión de nuevas iniciativas empresariales, enriqueciendo la economía en los ámbitos rurales. Colaboramos en el diseño de planes estratégicos en materia de responsabilidad social, garantizando el equilibrio y la equidad social en las cooperativas y en otros espacios rurales. Fomentamos la innovación social y tecnológica para la formación, el empleo y la profesionalización de las mujeres de cooperativas. Contribuimos al mantenimiento de los pueblos y al relevo generacional y establecemos lazos e intercambio de experiencias con mujeres de otros territorios y sectores, fortaleciendo el cooperativismo. Para terminar, traemos aquí una foto en la que queremos resaltar la importancia que tiene que organizaciones, en este caso como cooperativas agroalimentarias de España, que tenga la iniciativa de crear unos premios para poner en valor y destacar aquellas cooperativas que hacen un trabajo positivo, que se esfuerzan por llevar a su día a día, a sus trabajadores y a sus socios, a su sociedad, el trabajo y la igualdad de oportunidades. Visibilizar el trabajo que se hace en todos los ámbitos, pero desde cada cooperativa, en el tema de igualdad es fundamental. Cooperativas agroalimentarias no solo trabaja a través del grupo de trabajo de igualdad y de AMCAE, sino que con iniciativas como esta, pues demuestra su compromiso y su implicación con el enfoque de género. En este caso, hemos tenido el privilegio y la suerte de que haya sido Condes de Alvaré, que es mi cooperativa, la que ha recibido el premio de la igualdad. Nos estamos muy orgullosos de haberlo recibido y esto nos ayudará y nos impulsa a seguir trabajando por por mejorar cada día y por tener más mujeres en los órganos de decisión de nuestra cooperativa y también mejorar las condiciones de nuestras trabajadoras. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Dolores. Y ahora vamos a viajar a Jordania. We are going to travel to Jordan to introduce Nihaya Al-Muhaisin. She's an agricultural engineer and olive oil expert and an accredited member in sensory evaluation since 2003. She was director of the Olive Directorate at the Ministry of Agriculture in Jordan and representative of her country to the International Olive Council. She founded the Jordanian Olive Oil Women's Network and also the Arab Olive Oil Women's Network in 2020. Through her networks and initiatives, she promotes the culture of extra virgin olive oil and empowers women in the sector.
Thank you very much. I hope you are not sleeping. Thank you. Of course, at the beginning, I would like to thank Siham for this great opportunity, because actually I wanted to make intervention for the session before that. I felt that the results of this symposium, we feel it, the positive results, because you are making connections and we already made, and you have gained the goals of the symposium while we are here, not when we go from here. So this wonderful opportunity to share our beautiful story of women's success in developing the olive sector and improving quality chain and nutritional culture to increase per capita the consumption and establishing the olive tourism worldwide, linking it to the therapeutic olive tourism in the Mediterranean countries. Now, this is Arab Olive Oil Women's Network. Of course, we are open to all the countries, but because we have one language, so it's easy to communicate with each other. Here are the countries: Jordan, Palestine, Syria, Egypt, Lebanon, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Libya, Saudi Arabia, and the next will be Oman in the coming days. Our story began in 2020 during the COVID pandemic, which was a blessing for us, not a curse, as it allowed us to bring together great women, experts, and those who are interested in spreading the culture of extra virgin olive oil as food and medicine, and to educate our communities with love. We formed groups of 10 Arab countries, most of whom are now officially registered in their countries. Our slogan, if you see in Arabic and English, this is our slogan, came from my mind actually, that the love of olives unites us, that no politics to divide, no, the love of olives, and now I can change it during this 2 days, the love of work unites us, voluntary work to develop our countries, this will unite us. So we took it as approach we follow to achieve our goals. Now, here are the beautiful ladies that since 5 years, we started this way from different countries, 10 countries actually, and now the 11th. We have signed with the Sudan, but unfortunately, you know, when now there is war and many political issues, they cannot start anymore. Our main goals were to spread the culture of extra virgin olive oil as food and medicine to younger generations and also to all segments of society, as well as to educate and promote the sensory evaluation of olive oil through workshops to identify the quality of olive oil, which is the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet. Also, we have trained many women on the quality of olive oil. Of course, we work with the olive families. You know the olive families, the family of the farmer, the family of the producer, the family of the bottler. Because if we change the mentality, we cannot change the mentality of the owner if he is a man, just by changing the mentality and educating the female in his house, his daughter, his sister, or his wife. This is what we are thinking about. So, of course, if we teach women about olive oil and the importance of this for nutrition and health, as women play a fundamental role in nutrition and education and are agents of change and educating the communities. Of course, if you take a look at the images, these from different countries, that we make sensory evaluation workshops and promoting many brands for women and for the farmer's family, not just for women, for the woman in the olive family. Of course, we did a lot of activities, especially at the mills. We are doing many of the activities at the mills because the consumer will come and buy from the mill. And also, we are doing the strategy for women inclusion in the olive sector. So we should start from the factory, from the farm of the olive trees and olive oil. And also we did a lot of festivals to preserve the olive food heritage and improve the quality, which will positively impact community health. Our regular activities include, every month we are doing coordination, planning, experience sharing meeting. We have implemented numerous partnerships with international organizations, including every year we are doing in February the School Nutrition Education Week. Of course, in partnership with Pandolia, its association in Italy. And also a lot of associations we are dealing with. Of course, we participated in the meetings of the International Olive Council and the World Olive Day, and thanks to Siham to support this participation of the Arab Olive Oil Women's Network, and also signed a commitment with several partners during the International Olive Day to implement beneficial work and to educate communities. We have held numerous agricultural tourism activities, most notably in the Jordan Olive Tourism and Heritage Promotion Week, attended by 23 women from different countries. And of course, we invite you all to Jordan and to the 10 Arab countries in order to make the olive trail in each country. Of course, I do not want to read because you can read by yourself. I'm just explaining. Now, if you take a look at this was made by our friend that has an association in USA. So we gather under the patronage of the IOC and in cooperation with SIAM, and they gather women that are working with olive oil, and you see the different slogans in Italy and the Arab Olive Oil Women's Network and Women in Olive Oil. So you can see from this how women can collaborate together. Now, of course, the Jordanian Jordanian Olive Oil Women's Network is the starting point for the Arab Olive Oil Women's Network. Now, if you see at this ancient olive tree, it is located in Wadi Ram. It is in an area that is planted olive trees since 5,400 BC. So Jordan and Palestine, Lebanon and Syria, we were one area, but political issues, we were divided to countries. So we are one of the oldest origins of the olive trees, and this tree, we name it as the grandmother. We name the ancient olive trees grandmother. Grandmother olive tree Abu Ali. In Jordan, we call the man, we have a nickname for the eldest son name. So Abu Ali, he's one of the pioneers of the Jordanian olive sector, and he was taking care of this ancient olive tree around 1,500 years regarding the scientists. So this tree is a witness to Jordan being one of the oldest groves in the world, or oldest olive trees. And of course, it is located in a magical valley. I hope you can visit. It is Wadi Ram in Jordan, and the olive tree variety is very unique. And the percentage of olive oil for the fruits, around 42%. So it is a unique variety, but it is now a preserve. We cannot do anything to this tree because it is referring to UNESCO. Of course, our members in Jordan, they are now 120 members that from all over Jordan, they joined the association with love and passion for volunteer work, promoting nutritional culture, preserving food heritage, and spreading the culture of extra virgin olive oil. Our vision, we had a strategy since 2020 by the CPI, the Dutch government, that by the end of 2025, Jordanian woman produces extra virgin olive oil. And really, we had more than 30% of the members, they are producers for extra virgin olive oil. Okay, olive trees, 72% of the fruit trees in Jordan. So most of the Jordanian are olive farmers, but to produce extra virgin olive oil is the point. So thanks to God that we have achieved this vision. Indeed, the success stories of many members, producers, farmers, and their production has become competitive in local and international markets. If you take a look at the objectives, of course, one of them to produce extra virgin olive oil and to be competitive in the markets, to strengthen the institutional partnership with the society stakeholders, to enhance community awareness and the importance of extra virgin olive oil as food and medicine, and to empower Jordanian women in extra virgin olive oil production and marketing. We have a lot of initiatives. Actually, I was the director of Olive Directorate at the Ministry of Agriculture since 2017, before initiating the network. We had a lot of initiatives I started through my public work because we want to do something out of the box. So I continued after retirement. So first of all, grandparents' olives are a treasure for grandchildren. This is to preserve the blessed olive tree and promote tourism and marketing. In details, we can talk later about what are these initiatives. Test your olive oil before it enters your home. We are doing this in different associations that to aware how to test the olive oil. You should test the olive oil before you take it to your house. A cup of olive oil for every home. Since I was the head of the licensing committee of the olive mills, so I had a very good relationship with the millers. So every year I ask them to give me some of very little. In our religion, you should give a percentage, we call it zakah, of your product to the poor families. So I ask them to give me extra virgin olive oil, not more than 0.8, the acidity, to give them to poor families because they cannot buy 0.8, the acidity, and no defects. So we take small cans, maybe 1 liter, and spread to the poor families in order to let them taste the high quality product. Learning in young ages is like carving on stone. So we are teaching till now more than 500 schools, in the public school and in the private school more than 400. We are teaching the children different classes, different ages. Each age we have a way to how to communicate and how to do the activity. And also we created a story. It is from a friend from Australia, and I translated to Arabic. It's Olive's Adventure, and we make a costume through festivals to tell the story about the adventure of the olive fruits. Here, this is a very important issue. Our delicious foods made with our olive oil. We have around 30% of our members, they have production kitchens. They cook food, prepare food for tourists, for other people, because, you know, some of the women, she cannot cook every day, so they make production kitchens. But our members, because they know what is the extra virgin olive oil, so they have added value that they are cooking with EVO, with extra virgin olive oil. Now, our achievements, like what you have said, because you tell me finish, so I will just quickly, I will summarize. We gather women to love olives and its blessed oil. We have started offices inside the mills and change the mentality of olive oil producers. Millers start to include women in production. And this was not common in Jordan, but now many women registered the name of the woman by the name of the mill by his wife. And this is a very positive change in Jordan. Also, we have a lot of success stories for women, farmers, chefs, food processing, cosmetics, tasters, and producers of extra virgin olive oil. we initiate panels and networks for children and publishing the story. And also we exchange experience between the 10 Arab countries because we have a lot of academic and scientists and experts. And we initiate two sensory evaluation panels, and they are the first in the world. There are many sensory evaluation panel, but these are two for women, just women from OLIB families, and we participated in different exhibitions, bazaar, and for marketing. So you can see from the photos, we have a lot of partnerships, and I talked about many projects we have did. And of course, we organized the first forum entitled Olive Oil, the Miracle of the Mediterranean Basin, under the royal patronage. This is last year. Also, we have a lot to talk about, but no time. And the last I say, the love of olives unites us in different languages. We hope to share this, I don't know what to say. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Nihaya, and thank you all for the interesting presentations, even though they took longer than we had planned. So now we have to struggle to cover all the plan. But we go straight to the questions, to a round of questions. We start with Rose. You founded Darmmess in 2019, Rose, with a business model described as unique, based on this transparency, the traceability, and the strong social and environmental mission. So given your background in marketing and neuromarketing and the expertise in consumer behavior, what specific experience or insights led you to identify the need for this particular model? And how does your experience in consumer behavior influence how Darmmess operates and positions the global market?
Yeah, actually, I was very afraid to fail because everyone was discouraging me. I was talking about this project since 2012. And the first one to discourage me was my mom. So more than anything else, I didn't want to fail. I did lots of research alone without involving anyone since 2017, 2 years before I launched. And I did discover that the consumers nowadays does not want to buy quantities. He wants quality. He doesn't want to buy a product or a service. He wants to buy into values, ethics, sustainability, transparency, values, social mission. And I said, this is the way to go. And at the very beginning, I didn't see it as the model of a social enterprise. But when I was very much in contact with the farmers and their wives and their daughters and everyone in the family, I saw that they do not speak English. They do not know how to export. They do not even know how to write a WhatsApp in English. So I said, I'm gonna go with this business model, pursuing transparency, traceability, and I'm gonna make them partners in our profit. And that's how everything that developed, everything was very exceptional, from the label of the bottle in itself to where we are on the shelves. So for Darmmess, it is a very big thing now. And what makes me happy is that this business model is easily replicable if I work it properly to other areas in Lebanon. And very important to know that 60 or 70% of Lebanese rural communities are farmers in olive oil, in olive trees, let's say. So yeah, that's how it developed. It didn't come out like immediately clear, but I did fine tune it over 1 or 2 years.
Perfect. Thank you. Good luck with that expansion. And now I would like to ask Zahia, considering, Zahia, your extensive career as a labor inspector and your experience in social action, how has your professional background influenced the definition of AF Food's mission?
Effectivement, avec moi, je parle plus. Donc effectivement, avec mon parcours professionnel dans le cadre, c'est-à-dire que ce soit dans le travail, dans le social, dans la formation, donc j'ai introduit ça avec l'association, le fait que je suis depuis 80 ans dans le monde associatif, donc nous accompagnons justement ces femmes-là, justement qu'elles puissent effectivement avoir une qualification, même si elles ont un savoir-faire, donc avec les formations, c'est-à-dire elles s'organisent mieux et elles produisent mieux en matière de qualité. Et puis, justement, c'est-à-dire mon parcours, c'est effectivement nous permet justement à ces femmes-là. D'ailleurs, nous avons un programme qui va se faire à partir de mois d'août et septembre, où nous avons lancé une formation sur le safran, comment c'est la plantation du safran en direction des femmes rurales, en introduisant une approche semi-didactique que nous avons appris avec les Tunisiens, avec nos frères tunisiens. Donc, c'est vraiment permettre l'équité et l'inclusion justement des femmes dans justement un savoir-faire où il y aura un guide qui va être élaboré à travers justement cette formation où on vous remettra justement un guide qui va être remis à votre institut.
Merci, Hugo. Dolores, voy contigo. En el marco del Año Internacional de las Cooperativas, ¿no? Que es este 2025, tal como ha sido declarado por la ONU, se pone de relieve cómo estas entidades contribuyen al desarrollo sostenible, ¿no? A la equidad y a la cohesión social. Desde tu experiencia, ¿qué crees que aportan las cooperativas y en particular la incorporación activa de las mujeres a estos objetivos globales y al fortalecimiento del tejido social y económico en el medio rural?
Perdón. Este año hemos tenido el 9º Congreso de Cooperativas Agroalimentarias de España en Mallorca con el lema Sostenibilidad con personas. Hemos reflexionado en la construcción de un futuro donde afrontar grandes retos como la sostenibilidad, relevo generacional, igualdad. El modelo cooperativo es clave para una economía que tenga en cuenta a las personas. Cualquier pueblo que tenga una cooperativa que funcione adecuadamente es un pueblo que no va a sufrir despoblación, porque las cooperativas somos el motor socioeconómico de muchos pueblos. Las cooperativas estamos integradas en el mundo rural. Por tanto, somos parte de su economía y de su presente y de su futuro. Dentro de las iniciativas que desde cooperativas agroalimentarias también se ha tomado, ha sido la puesta en marcha de la creación de un producto cooperativo que permite visibilizar el trabajo y la calidad de los productos que hombres y mujeres de cooperativas llevamos a cabo. En cuanto al papel que tenemos las mujeres agricultoras y ganaderas, en nuestro día a día producimos alimentos, contribuimos a una sociedad rural y agroalimentaria más justa y equilibrada. Pero también somos empresarias, también somos directivas, que aportamos experiencias, conocimientos, iniciativas en la mejora de nuestras cooperativas y del medio rural en general. Las mujeres somos agentes de cambio. Construimos y diseñamos nuevas formas de liderazgo y de gestión y somos innovadoras, somos creativas, somos empáticas y lo aplicamos en nuestras explotaciones y en nuestras cooperativas. Las mujeres tenemos en nuestras manos la capacidad de transformar la sociedad, tanto desde nuestros entornos particulares y familiares como desde nuestras profesiones, porque contribuimos a asentar población y al fomento del relevo generacional. El incremento de mujeres en el cooperativismo es fundamental porque permite que haya más explotaciones, permite optimizar el talento disponible. Tenemos un lema en cooperativas que es que a más mujeres en los consejos rectores, mejores cooperativas. Las empresas son más rentables, eficaces y solidarias. Intentamos hacerlo de la mano de nuestros compañeros. Intentamos que haya diversidad, que el talento y la profesionalidad de hombres y mujeres se traduzcan en empresas cooperativas competitivas donde los valores humanos aporten y sumen.
Muchísimas gracias. Muy de acuerdo con tu intervención. Y now I go back to Nihaya, and given Nihaya your extensive and distinguished career in Jordan's agricultural sector, including these leadership roles in the Ministry of Agriculture and also the representation at the International Olive Council, what motivated you to focus your efforts on founding and leading these Arab and Jordanian olive oil women's networks?
Thank you very much. Of course, after my retirement, my decision to establish and to lead the Arab Olive Oil Women's Network started for women, of course, who are expert, interested in olive oil, and in 2020 was by a personal passion and professional awareness. After years of working at the Jordanian Ministry of Agriculture and representing our country at the COI, International Olive Council, I saw firsthand the potential and significant expertise to develop the olive oil sector, not only as a cornerstone of our agricultural economy, but also as a strong platform for rural development, environmental sustainability, and cultural heritage. However, what became increasingly clear to me during my leadership years was the underrepresentation of women in decision-making roles and active participation in improving quality chain in olive oil production. Women had played a vital role, often invisible, in olive cultivation and production, particularly in rural community, and that have remained marginalized in terms of access to markets, training, policy influence, and international recognition. My previous experience gave me the insight and tools to address this imbalance. Through my work with the International Olive Council, I was exposed to global best practices and international networks, especially in Rome, Pandolia Foundation, and many women success stories that inspired me and informed my comprehensive agricultural development strategy. My time at the ministry taught me how to navigate institutional frameworks and advocate for policy change. I knew that if we could connect and empower women across the olive oil value chain, from producers to entrepreneurs, we could drive economic and social transformation as well as the change of the traditional mindset of producers, farmers, and decision makers. We also targeted olive growing families as the starting point, and we targeted women because they are the ones who are responsible for nutrition and raising. From the beginning, we began by educating the young generations. The establishment of these networks was the culmination of that vision to create a space where women can exchange knowledge, build capacity, and gain a prominent position, not only within Jordan, but throughout the Arab region and the world. I believe that by combining grassroots empowerment with institutional expertise, we are building a more resilient and inclusive future for the olive oil sector.
Thank you very much. And now, if you agree, we can open the floor for questions from the audience. So if there is any question there, Julia.
First of all, thank you very much for all this inspiring initiative that you've shared with us today. I'm Giulia Ferraresi from the Union for Mediterranean, and I have two short questions. One is for Rose and one is for Zahia. Rose, maybe I missed it from your presentation, but I wanted to know what's the percentage of women working in the oil production processes in your association. And since you mentioned that it's still a male-dominated area where there exist gender stereotypes, if there are any activities or training that you are organizing or your association is participating to in order to overcome these social barriers and these stereotypes.
What's technically happening is that 75% of our, let's say, people we work with are women. Unfortunately, we have very big trees, extremely big. And most of the times for land works, we are obliged to work with men. What happened is that, yes, the village lives from olive oil, but everyone does it the traditional way. And we wanted to do it differently, so training was a must. And we started doing this. Now, the ladies who work with us, we are talking about during the harvest, and there are those who stay with us all year long. We're talking about 800 to 1,000 workers, out of which are 75% women. Nowadays, they master it better than me. They are the ones who give me advice. Plus, I did try to involve very much the partners of the farmers, his wife, his fiancée, his mom, his daughter. And we are training them, we are getting them, they are very proactive, especially now that we're going through a very tough crisis, war, pollution. We do not know if we're gonna harvest, blah, blah, blah. So they are becoming very proactive. They are coming with their demands, get us a consultant for this, a consultant for this, for that. Sometimes I have to pay it, sometimes I get it through an institution. So yes, we're changing the mindset. Now, even people who do it for their own homes, they are following a bit our method. They tell us, yeah, we want to have the best oil also for us to eat. So it's a whole new mindset, let's say. And the terroirs, new terroirs we're tackling, they are seeing the success of this village and this brand, and they are keen to have our business model replicated there, which is making my task easier. Now, you have to know that in Darmmess, it's all about olive oil. Technically, we have nothing else. So if there is no oil, people cannot live. For instance, in 2024, due to the war, we couldn't harvest. So the farmers didn't have enough to feed their children this year. Yeah. So it's training, it's a daily work, and it's a totally new mindset.
Thank you very much. It's another proof that it's a very good practice that can be replicated. And for Zahia, the question is about the government involvement in the work of your association. I can say it in French. Vous avez mentionné que vous collaborez avec le ministère de l'Agriculture en Algérie. Et je voudrais savoir un peu plus sur le type de collaboration que vous avez entre le gouvernement et votre association. Et si en général, vous pouvez nous dire des actions que le gouvernement algérien a déjà mis en œuvre ou pourrait, selon vous, mettre en œuvre pour soutenir l'emploi des femmes rurales en Algérie. Merci.
Pour la question. Effectivement, nous collaborons énormément avec le ministère de l'Agriculture à travers justement les directions des services agricoles au niveau des wilayats. Donc, comme nous, en tant qu'association de femmes rurales, même au niveau national, donc nous avons des cellules de femmes rurales au niveau national et même des associations de femmes rurales pratiquement dans chaque wilaya, dans chaque département. Donc, nous contribuons justement à donner des statistiques en matière de formation dans des spécialités en rapport avec l'agriculture, par exemple l'élevage, tout ce qui est en rapport un peu avec l'agriculture au fait. Donc, la fabrication du fromage, les plantes médicinales aromatiques, c'est-à-dire tous les métiers du secteur de la formation de l'agriculture. Donc, ils comptent beaucoup sur nous pour effectivement communiquer des statistiques et des statistiques qui sont sent fière parce que nous formons dans le cadre de conventions avec le secteur de la formation professionnelle qui sont sanctionnés par des attestations de qualification. Donc, c'est-à-dire l'attestation, elle est valorisée, donc ils peuvent prétendre à des dispositifs de l'État pour se lancer dans des projets. Et le ministère de l'Agriculture donne beaucoup d'importance depuis quelques années justement à la femme rurale, où il y a d'ailleurs la journée internationale de la femme rurale qui s'organise chaque année, où justement le ministère de l'Agriculture donne beaucoup d'importance, où il y a des financements qui sont arrêtés par le ministère de l'Agriculture, que ce soit à travers la Chambre de l'Agriculture ou la Direction de l'Agriculture ou la conservation des forêts, où effectivement il y a des aides qui sont données aussi aux femmes rurales à travers des ruches, à travers des arbres, etc. Et tout. Donc il y a vraiment un programme assez riche justement en direction des femmes rurales. Donc, quand on parle des femmes rurales, c'est pas systématiquement que la femme, parce qu'il y a aussi le mari, c'est-à-dire c'est familial aussi, hein. Nous, en tant qu'association femmes rurales, quand nous formons, on ne forme pas que des femmes, nous formons aussi, nous, ça nous fait plaisir quand le mari ramène sa femme. Donc, nous formons des femmes, des couples, ou quand c'est la femme qui ramène son frère. Donc, c'est quelque chose d'extraordinaire parce que, c'est-à-dire on fait sortir la femme de chez elle avec justement l'accompagnement justement du mari ou du frère voilà. Donc alors le ministère de l'Intérieur, plutôt de l'Agriculture, il a vraiment un programme assez riche en direction des femmes rurales au niveau national.
Thank you. My name is Sophia Ngugi, Regional Gender Officer for the FAO based in Cairo. I'm very impressed sitting in these sessions, listening to the different presenters who have presented so far. There is really a lot of power, and for this panel, the issue of women working together really has come out so strongly within these 2 days. But also the other aspects of, yes, we are talking about women as entrepreneurs, and we think about the economic benefit that comes to women, but there's so much more that has come out around including preserving the heritage. And I like the aspect of passing it to the next generation, because one of the things we keep saying is, are young people interested in farming? So I was really impressed to listen to those. And in particular for the dams and the oil network, I want to ask Zahia and Rose. In particular, I would like to know, in your own view, because we know we also want, there's the economic empowerment part of it, in terms of local sale or what they are able to get economically, locally vis-a-vis international in terms of export, how would you rate that? Which is high, which is giving more benefit to the women, the export or what is being sold internally? And in terms of the selling point, I know you indicated like quality is the selling point, but I'm wondering whether in the labeling, is there anything that tells the buyer that this is coming from women work, this is a women kind of labeling, kind of product? Is there something that tells the buyer that this is something that is for women and it's empowering women? And would that, if that is not happening, would that be necessarily giving, does it give a positive impact or a negative impact in terms of having that label showing that this product is actually contributing to women's empowerment as a selling point apart from the quality?
I'm sorry, I thought you're talking to Zahia. Could you come again? Quickly. No, I was listening, but I didn't get it properly.
No problem. So 2 parts. First, the export vis-a-vis what is being sold nationally or locally, what is giving more profit. And in terms of the products, is there, you talked about your labeling, for example, you said it allows for people to see the different certifications. I don't remember the oil network, the kind of labeling. So I'm asking, is there anything in the label that shows the buyer that this product is produced by women?
Yeah.
And does that have a positive or a negative impact? Like, I don't want to assume that people will necessarily buy because it's by women. So if you have any insights or experience with that.
First of all, 80% of our sales go on export markets, 20% in Lebanon. Lebanon is actually a very small country. We're more profitable in Lebanon because we sell directly to retailers. On export, we are selling to a distributor who is shipping, clearing, plus he's then selling to a retailer. So there is kind of a difference in the shelf price between the product in Lebanon and on export markets, which is normal. When I did think the label, I have an executive MBA in neuromarketing. I'm not going to dig very much into details. It's a very sophisticated way of doing market research and studies. And it tells you that everything the consumer says is false, which is why 90% of products fail 6 months after the launch. The consumer doesn't say what he thinks, and you have to dig in his back mind. So it was based on my research that I thought a very clean label, already the color, the leaves, it did reflect nature. And I said, I'm going to try to put on this label everything possible. No, it doesn't say that we work, and it's a brilliant idea to say that we prioritize women, we empower women. However, everyone almost knows it because it's all in our communication. So what I say on the label, usually, especially in Lebanon, there is nothing such as promoting a terroir. What I did is that I did highlight the village, the altitude, which is one of the reasons we are successful. The altitude, the climate, everything that is related to the microclimate in itself. And I did draw a small map of the village. And the QR code is something that was out of this world, because the consumer is not realizing that someone could be that transparent. I mean, I do not mix your oil with her oil. You're a farmer. Your oil goes alone, it's processed alone, it's bottled alone, it's analyzed alone. It costs lots of money because we do organoleptic in Italy, we do polyphenols in Greece, and we do chemical in Lebanon. So it's all published. So today, the consumer that Darmmess is almost 1.5 years out of market because we couldn't produce, they are waiting for the harvest. And new brands launched in Lebanon, they are copying us. They put on their labels the age of the trees, where does it come from, the map of the village. And I laugh, I'm happy, I'm not upset because people are copying me, because we did lead we did a big radical shift in the industry, because Lebanon, to make it short, does export, but they do export the average quality. Why? I don't know. And we did the change. For example, Darmmess is on the shelves of Lafayette Gourmet in France. There is no Lebanese brands there. Not even, as far as I know, Arabic brands coming from Arabic countries. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And my question is to Manuel regarding access to finance. So understand that in cooperatives in the US, agricultural cooperatives can provide access to finance and act as guarantors for commercial banks. Can you please share if you have this similar example in like Spain or other countries, and how this can be replicated given that women has limited access to finance? Thank you.
I'm sorry. Actually, access to finance is a crucial step for any cooperative and any farmer. And going together, going through a cooperative can be much more beneficial than trying to go individually, because usually the banks, the institutions, the financial institutions will look at the record, at the track record, will look at the professional way that business plans are done, are looking at the history of who's asking for this credit. So I think it's a good strategy for a farmer, especially for women, to do or to try to access to finance, going together with other partners through a cooperative. And if they have to go individually, it's very important that they are trained and that they receive some capacity building on how to make things more professionally. So when they arrive to a bank, they have a clear plan, and the bank trusts the women, and then they can allow to give them a loan to extend, to expand, or to develop their own businesses. That's our experience.
Hello.
She asked me a question, I didn't. Okay, just I would like to say something about the network that you have mentioned. Maybe different scope of roles, because we are an association, volunteers, and we want to empower women in a different way. So we are offering and we are participating in a lot of festivals, and the woman that produces extra virgin olive oil, and she knows what is she producing. Of course, I'm talking about rural women. I'm not talking about the woman that is in the capital and that knows everything about the bottling, the packaging. We are now starting from the zero, from the farmer's family, from the producer's family. That I'm talking about Jordan, of course. That the woman was not included in the olive oil production, but now she is participating in different festivals, in different exhibitions, and she's talking about her olive oil. So we are giving them a lot of chances in order to promote themselves and to make a model, to talk about the woman as producer, and to create competency between the woman that from this area, the olive oil from that area, but it is not written on the bottle, on the label. We are taking the most important thing, that talking about history, not about the gender, because the production needs women and men. The woman cannot stand without a man. She, especially in the olive oil chain, she needs the man from the zero to hero. Okay, she concerning with the many fields, but she cannot work without a man, if you agree with me. Thank you very much.
Quick question from Niaya, because you, and it's applicable to all the speakers, but specifically in Jordan. Because my feeling is that during these 2 days, when all the speakers have been referring to the cooperatives led by women in rural areas or women working in cooperatives, for me, there is somehow a sort of risk of competition for limited resources compared to the work that, especially in the MENA regions, is carried out by incubator, accelerators, innovation hub, and so far. So it's like there is a segregation. This kind of initiative, incubator and so on, and I'm happy that the Tunisian experience was showed yesterday was very interesting. But basically, they are focused, and you say, as the small and medium enterprises or startup focus on the capitals, on the urban areas where the access to information and technology is easier. But when it comes to the women rural areas, basically the support organizations are more cooperatives or social enterprises and so on. And it's like unfair competitions when you need to get access to technology, access to finance, access to knowledge. So my question is, do you cooperate with this kind of stakeholders in terms of incubation or business support organization or even women business organization or not? Because for me, it's not clear. Thank you.
Of course, maybe I did not mention the other part. I just talk about the rural woman and how we educate her, how we take her hand to do such a positive change in the production chain. But on the other hand, we have women from large producers, families, her husband, and also she starts to produce very high quality premium olive oil, and we connect with many donors in order to, like Dutch government, the Dutch embassy in Jordan, in order to يعني involve her in a lot of training about exporting, branding, and to participate in international exhibitions. So of course we are working on two parallel lines, but I was discussing this with Manuel when before the session that we need to start with the rural women and rural families from zero to hero. Okay, we should create a models and ideal models, but we need to start from the beginning if we want to benefit most of the society, not concentrating on some companies.
You can, je ne sais pas si elle comprend. You understand French? Ok. En matière, parce que si j'ai bien compris, c'est vous parlez des coopératives, c'est ça? Nous, alors pour vous dire, en Algérie, nous n'avons pas une culture de coopérative, mais ça commence effectivement à se faire parce que quand même nous avons un texte de 96 qui était vraiment très bureaucratique. Donc maintenant, ça a été allégé en 2020. Donc ça peut permettre effectivement aux associations justement de créer des coopératives. C'est-à-dire ils ont vraiment allégé le côté administratif de la chose. Donc nous, en tant qu'association, et de plus en plus, il y a d'autres associations qui créent des coopératives, justement, nous, on parle de produits de terroir, hein, surtout dans le domaine agricole. Donc, alors, c'est quelque chose qui, on voudrait que ce soit un cadre organisationnel pour qu'il puisse y avoir des échanges. Et effectivement, en matière de start-up, effectivement, l'Algérie, le gouvernement a donné, d'ailleurs, nous avons carrément un ministère dans ce sens, où beaucoup à travers les universités, donc, il y a la formation qui se fait à travers ça, où des jeunes, effectivement, que ce soit les femmes, que ce soit les jeunes, se lancent dans des startups où il y a quelque chose qui se fait. Donc, franchement, c'est de plus en plus, c'est très développé en Algérie. Mais le cadre que ce soit dans la coopérative, non. C'est-à-dire du moins dans ce cadre-là. Mais pour les associations, ça commence effectivement à se faire, tout doucement et sûrement. Nous sommes au stade c'est-à-dire d'arrêter les statuts pour justement, parce que avec les expositions que nous faisons à travers les produits de terroir et de l'artisanat, nous voyons effectivement qu'il y a un intérêt extraordinaire qui est donné, qui est porté pour ces produits des femmes. Donc, on nous demande effectivement de voir nos produits en dehors de l'Algérie. Donc, alors, à travers la coopérative, on peut effectivement vendre nos produits et aussi le transfert de technologie. Ça peut se faire justement avec certains pays comme l'Italie, par exemple, avec certains pays, si vous voulez, mais c'est vraiment, on essaie, c'est-à-dire de développer ça, c'est-à-dire de développer ça. La preuve avec la cueillette des olives. Maintenant, c'est tout le monde qui achète la perche pour la cueillette des olives et c'est quelque chose qui marche très, très bien. Et dire que notre région, qui est une région d'olives, c'est vraiment élargi dans d'autres wilayas qui n'ont pas cette culture d'olives, où on utilise beaucoup cette technologie qui est pour l'instant importée, quoi.
Hi, okay. So my name is Claire. I work at the headquarters of the CM.
Just one last question. I don't think it's an easy one, but it was meant for Rose, but I think Zahia, you can answer too. Is the use of the white phosphorus by the Israeli military, do you think it threatened the sustainability of olive oil in South Lebanon? And in the case, like we hope not, but in the case of South Lebanon losing their lands or the soils pollution or anything like that, do you have any strategy to support the women there in your association?
Well, in September 2024, because we were supposed to harvest, there was prior for like 1 year bombing in the south. Now, unfortunately, I'm saying an ugly thing, but this war did happen in the name of the religion, and my village is all Christian. So we were not severely bombed. It was very light. However, I was very scared because I export. You cannot tell your distributor in Japan, I don't have pollution. He's going to tell you, I don't want your oil. So I talked to a very important laboratory in Beirut at the American University, and we did analyze white phosphorus, among other things. Excuse me, total phosphorus, not white phosphorus, because there is no green, white, red. This is what the doctor explained to me. Phosphorus, P, it goes into the soil and becomes P. If it's there in big quantities, it's not going to kill you, but your land is not no organic anymore. And we sell organic oil. It's not certified yet because we decided to go through the 3 years conversion period with the entity in Lebanon. So I did analyze, and it was an umbrella for the whole village. Everyone was happy. We wanted to harvest. We saw that the land is clean because we took samples from different terroirs across the village, and we took one, what we call one from a land that is not cultivated that we use as a pilot sample. It should be conform to these measures. Now, the doctor told me this year it did change. I'll have to analyze again, of course, for the whole village because everyone wants to sell their oils and they wait for us to do it. But what the doctor told me, the phosphorus is not your big issue. You should be scared about heavy metals. That will show with time. So now, yes, we're going to analyze again. I hope we're clean because we were very lightly bombed. But what makes me feel I'm not going to say discouraged. I'm not discouraged, but it's a way on you because you need someone who pushes you forward, you and your community. All what's happening is taking us backwards. And it's being extremely difficult. And I do not know if I told you, but I also had all of my equipments and machinery gone because I take them from my village to another village far from the border. I wanted to work there to bring the olives, and we got bombed. So this year I'm starting from zero, literally. Yes, we might have pollution. I'm not sure, but I hope not.
Okay, well, to close the session, I would like to thank my fellow panelists for sharing these stories with all of us, and it's been a pleasure for me. I think you're perfect examples, the four of you, of how associative, cooperative projects can bring broader results and generate bigger impact. So thanks a lot for what you do. I encourage you to keep up the good work. And for closing, one last sentence that I think it's matching quite well with this panel is that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go farther, go together. So that's it. Thank you very much.